Today I'm going to do a very loose, quick painting of an iris. And oh, I don't have my big brush. I have to have my big number 24 brush. This is my number 24 brush. This is my number 6 long round. My number 8 long round. This is my inlaid liner brush. And because we saw somebody using a flat brush in the video, I'll get a flat brush. It's a smaller flat brush. So we'll start with that. And I'm looking at the images of irises and I'm thinking, okay, I want to mix a violet just so you can see how to mix one, but I'm not going to start with the violet because in watercolor you start with the lighter values. Plus, I like to start with some of my really vibrant colors. And what I'm seeing here, let me see if I've got a quinacridone here. I see a beautiful yellow that's a really bright yellow, and I think I have a little bit of quinacridone, but not enough. So let me see if I can get another palette that has it. I'll show you that. So this palette has a big blob of quinacridone gold right here. And I'm going to use that to start with. I'm not going to draw first. I'm just going to paint. So I'm starting with the shape of some yellow that I see here. I'm just looking at shapes. And now I'm going to wet a shape. Of a petal. And I'm going to mix a violet. The colors I'm going to use to mix my violets, which I'm going to switch to this palette, are for the first one, ultramarine. Let's see, wait. No, I'm going to start with the Rose Madder Genuine, which is a transparent red. And some cobalt blue. And if I want it to look more red, I just add a little bit more of the rose. If I want it to look more blue, I add more of the cobalt. Okay. So now I'm just going to drop some of this color into this wet shape that I made. And just to show you a different technique, I'm going to start on this side with just the dry paper. Now I want to get more pigment in here. I need more red in here, so I'm just taking my rose madder now and dropping this into the wet area. Whoops, it goes up here far more. And I don't care if it bleeds in just a little bit. I think that's fine. I like to let it bleed a little bit. That means where the wet and wet kind of comes together with the other colors. Okay. I'm gonna take a smaller brush now, my number 6, or no, my number 8, long round. And I'm going to put in a color in this center part right here. And it's got to be a really rich color. So I'm taking the cobalt blue and the rose madder genuine. A little more blue than rose. And I'm going to drop this in. Yeah, let's see. And now I'm going to paint up here another petal. Let's see here. Keep adding a little bit more of different, the rose madder if I want it to be a little more of a warm color. Let's see. Now I'm gonna get some of this, I think it's like quinacridone sienna.
Sylvia, I take it you kind of have memorized the colors and where they're located in your palette?
Yes, I've got a
Okay.
written with a marker, a little cheat thing where it says initials that tell me what's in there.
Oh, okay. Cheat sheet.
Yeah, it's on the palette. It's with a marker that you can put on shiny surfaces. So I put QS for quinacridone sienna. Okay, let's see here. Let's see, I probably should paint this main petal up here before I get too carried away. I'm going to go into my ultramarine blue now, which is a darker blue, and my alizarin crimson. Those two together make a nice dark violet. And now, because I have this darker value on my brush, I'm looking for other places where I can put it. Now with my damp brush, I'm going to kind of pull the color. One thing I didn't do is preserve some of the white of where the veins are on this thing, so I'm gonna come back in now with what's pretty much of a dry brush, and I'm lifting some of this area right in here where I want to have those darker lines, but I want some white. And let's see, need to put in a couple more petals. Oh, I think I went with the wrong. I've got to go back to my rose madder and my cobalt blue for this petal. See, what time is it getting to be? 10 more minutes. Bob, if you're still there, we'll look at your dewdrops when I finish. One more petal up on top. Now I've got to deal with the center part here. And so this combination of the gold and the violet will actually create kind of a brown tone, which is fine. It sort of mixes together in here. Okay, I'm running out of time, obviously. Let's put in a little bit of a stem. Okay, what I wanted to do was take some of this, like the damp brush of this brush, and try to lift out some lines that we see here. And then add some lines. It might not be dry enough to add these lines. Getting my fingers in my paint and the paint. My clothes. I'm using this inlaid liner, see if I can get some thin lines with it, yeah. And I think you get the idea of what to do, right? Okay, well, this obviously needs more things. In fact, the one thing that I do, like when I run out of time sometimes and I need to bring back something, is take my white gouache and come back. And like here, I lost my white edge, so I'm coming back in. See, I can bring in a little bit more of white in here. I don't want to do it just there, but in place. So in places like where I lost the white, I could come back in now with some gouache and make it a little bit more like what I'd like to see, to define some edges and so forth. So I just want you to have some fun, mainly. I want you to enjoy the process and not get too hung up on a lot of detail at this point. Okay, I'll stop now.